Hello, 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 it's Maddie F, baby, back with some Nightmare Cup action for you. And today we're going to go over my Nightmare Cup tournament. I'm going to tell you how I both lost the tournament, and I'm going to show you how I won the tournament. We're going to see my strategy I used to win it, and we're going to see what somebody did to make me lose it. Alright, so that might be kind of confusing to you, but if you watch the video, you'll understand what I'm trying to talk about. So I'm just going to talk about my team real quick. I had an Umbreon, and my strategy was basically to lead with Umbreon every time. I also had a Drapion to use as another dark type and another lead. I didn't use it at all, I don't think I used it once. No, I don't think so. I then also had Gallade and Claydol as my confusion users. I had Leaf Blade in close combat on that Gallade, and then on my Claydol I had Earth Power and Gyro Ball, and they're both amazing Pokemon, amazing confusion users for this cup. And then for my fighting Pokemon, I had a Toxicroak with Counter, and then Mud Bomb and Sludge Bomb. The bombs over Baghdad. Hey, I don't want to say it too accurately because I didn't want Outcast up here like, yo, let me get this money, let me get this $1 or $2, I don't know, we'll see. But anyways, and then after Toxicroak I had Hitmonchan with Counter, Power Up Punch, and Ice Punch. And basically I was running Umbreon the entire time with Last Resort. I did not have the proper Dark moves, I don't have the right TMs, or a good amount of charge TMs, so I was running a Dark Pulse instead of Foul Play, which Foul Play is a little quicker activation, and I think it might actually help me out a lot in the final round, so kind of wish I did have Foul Play. I don't think I would have won that round anyways. But yeah, so my strategy was just going with Umbreon as a start every time, and then went with Hitmonchan pretty much every time until the very final match, and then I kind of just switched between Gallade or Claydol depending on what I thought I would need looking at the other person's team. But yeah, that's it. Sorry for the long intro, let's get going. Alright, so here we go. This first match I did not screen record at the very beginning, but it was Toxicroak versus Umbreon lead. We're gonna go ahead and eat some Mud Bombs, and then once we get Toxicroak to where we think we can nuke him, and after he uses a charge move, we're gonna go out there and we're gonna bring in our confusion user, and that's the strategy that we're using with this Umbreon. Whenever they have a fighting type lead, we kind of tank a hit or maybe two, and then when we think we can nuke them down with our confusion user, we switch in to our Claydol or our Gallade. Umbreon is so tanky, you're going to end up with a lot of energy left on your Umbreon, and then you're going to have about half health if you run into that lead scenario. So if you have a Last Resort Umbreon, do not panic when you see that fighting type lead. Just go ahead and stay in, let Umbreon tank like a charge move. It's going to be like a Mud Bomb or something that's not a Power Up Punch. You can still tank one Power Up Punch, but try to get out before the second Power Up Punch if it is a Power Up Punch. So there we go. As you can see, we had brought in our Claydol and just finished off the Toxicroak and tanked one Mud Bomb with him. So no harm, no foul, right? It got us into a really good position. So now we got our Hitmonchan rolling. They have a Spiritomb coming at us, and we got our Hitmonchan rolling. We're going to go ahead and get some Power-Up Punches off and finish this off. Now the Umbreon that they have comes back in, and we got the Power-Up Punch. So Hitmonchan, really good for us in that match. Right here, I was like, oh my god, it's shiny. I'm literally in person like, wow, oh my god, it's beautiful. Like, that's literally what I'm talking about right now. Anyway, so when you're in a Psychic versus the Dark type lead, you know, we don't want to sit there and farm energy like in the other situations against Dark Pokemon or fighting Pokemon. What we want to do is we want to get off our Dark move as fast as possible before they have a chance to switch to Tank. So switch to Tank meaning he could switch out right before he thinks the Dark Pulse is coming, and he could put in his own Dark Pokemon to where he doesn't have to use a shield, right? So yeah, so if you get into a Psychic versus Umbreon lead, I'm trying to tell you how to do the Umbreon lead every time strat. So if you do a Psychic lead, you know, you want to get that out ASAP. Other Pokemons, you kind of want to just be patient and hope that they take their Pokemon out so you get the switch advantage once they realize how tanky Umbreon is. So now we still have our Umbreon going against this Toxicroak, and we're going to go ahead and get a Last Resort off because that is going to do some massive damage onto that Toxicroak. So we let the Umbreon go down, and now we're going to clean up this Toxicroak with our Claydol. So boom, Toxicroak done. So next comes in the Spiritomb, and Claydol can tank an Ominous Wind, no problem. Shadow Ball is going to hurt us a little more. I don't think he tapped all the way there. Like, he can tank an Ominous Wind, but not like that. I don't think he tapped all the way. We go ahead and get an Earth Power off, and that's going to be a GG to the tournament organizer, Josh. Thank you for organizing that tournament. Very thankful for you. So next, we have a great lead for us. We're going to be able to tank this Thunder Punch like it's nothing, and then we're going to go ahead and get our Dark Pulse off. Raichu wants no piece of that. He says, nope, I don't want that lunch, but we eat his lunch instead. So there we go. We got the switch advantage. Time to bring in Gallade. I think I do shield this one for some reason. My main strat was to try and just let my confusion user take whatever hit from the fighting type user, or from the fighter when I brought them in. So I don't really like that I used that shield there, but since I did, it kind of just gets me in this point where, yeah, I mean, I can get another Leaf Blade off, and that's fine because Gallade isn't going to go down to confusion as fast as a lot of the some other Pokemon. So anyways, we have our Dark Pulse ready to go on our Umbreon when we bring him back in. So Hypno's like, well dang Chief, we don't like that. And yeah, so this is where they got the double Psychic, and this is one of the reasons I don't really like running a Alolan Raichu as much, because yeah, it's just like I feel like I need that confusion user or a Xatu, and when I was trying to run a Alolan Raichu, it was like, man, I feel like I just need a confusion user or that Xatu with the flying fast moves. Anyways, so he's gonna bring out Eradicate for this match, the second match of round 2, and we're just over here like, all right, that's fine. We're gonna just take a little hit and then bring in our fighter and try to nuke the Eradicate down, hopefully before he's able to switch him out. So we're over here busting out the Power-Up Punch. We do get him down, and next comes in the Poliwrath. We're gonna go just ASAP, do a Power-Up Punch, because he's not gonna resist that. Even though he's thick, he definitely would resist the Ice Punch. So right here we shield. I'm thinking maybe I shouldn't have shielded, but that's okay because we're gonna be able to get to another Power-Up Punch after we tank this hit. He's gonna go and Power-Up Punch us, and we got just 1 HP left. HP left to go. So Hitmonchan coming through like a Hitmonchamp for us. So now we have an okay situation. We have an Umbreon just chilling, ready to go. He can do some work against this Muck, and this is probably, because I used that other shield on the Hitmonchan, this is probably one of the closest matches and biggest scares I had for the first 4 rounds, easily, I want to say. Because it does come down to Gallade versus the Alolan Muck, but that's okay because Gallade gets those confusions so fast. I didn't get to the Dark Pulse to get a little Dark Pulse off beforehand, but he's going to go ahead and Acid Spray us there. And even if he hit us with the Dark Pulse or whatever the Dark move is from the Alolan Muck, we're still going to be able to tank one of those with the Gallade, and we get our 3 confusions off, and we get over to our Leaf Blade to finish it off. So next we're playing up against our friend Brandy, who is a very sweet girl, and she's got the Ominous Wind coming at us, which we will eat that all day. We'll take that lunch, breakfast, and dinner. Umbreon loves eating ghost moves. He says, throw them at me, I don't need no shield. So there we go. This is what happens a lot. A lot of times people see that their charge move is not doing that much to Umbreon, so it makes them want to switch and bring in their fighter. Once they do that, I mean, I got the game pretty much rolling most times. Because we just switched in our confusion user, we nuke that Toxicroak, is the most common fighter, so usually we're able to nuke them, just tank one Mud Bomb with our Gallade, or with our Claydol. You saw that one time I shielded, I don't know why I did that, I guess I got scared at the last second, or just, I don't know, I was being dumb that matches ago. But yeah, so we're going to let our Claydol go down eventually to their Umbreon, and we're going to go ahead and shield this up, and just try and get some puppers off, just keep our fighting type Pokemon in and ready to go, and we're gonna be able to get to another Power-Up Punch, but we didn't really need to. So next we got the Xatu coming in, so it's good if we didn't get to the Power-Up Punch, and we probably want to use it anyways if we did get to it before she died. Alright, so we have Umbreon versus this Spiritomb. This is going to be a great lead for us. We will tank. Umbreon is like, yo, Shadow Ball's Ominous Wind. I'll eat that for breakfast, lunch, and dinner every day. I want it. It's like Wheaties to me. And all it does is make me stronger. So like I said, people usually see how well he tanks the hits and switch immediately. So now he brings in Lucario. We elect to bring in our Hitmonchan and use the fighting damage instead of the confusion to take it down, because I don't want to get Shadow Balled into my Claydol. So we decided to bring the Hitmonchan in and just take it down with some fast moves. After that, they bring in Raichu. We thought about going for an Ice Punch, but just in case they use a shield, we decided to go hit up that Power-Up Punch. Do you know what I'm saying? So after that, we let our guy go down. Then we bring in the Dark Pulse. Umbreon ready to roll. So now we have Spiritomb versus Umbreon, and you know how this is gonna go. This is gonna go in our favor. We can tank breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We go and get the Dark Pulse off and go ahead and finish this round off. And very GG to our girl Brandy. So now we're in round 4, and we're facing someone that beat the best person in all of Phoenix, so I'm a little worried about that. This is against Arizona Jake. Shout out to you, my dude. He took down Martin Nell, which is the best player in like the whole Phoenix area, basically. So we have Muck versus Umbreon. I'm hoping there with the last resort that they're going to go ahead and not shield that, but I didn't want to go put a Dark Pulse off and have them not shield that, so we elected to use the extra energy and get the last resort off. So now we've been able to burn 2 of their shields. We decided to switch to our Hitmonchan, which probably wasn't the, I don't really know why I did that. I don't really think I needed to. I could just went for another last resort. But actually, I think I took Umbreon out because I didn't want to not have him ready for a Psychic type. So he brings in the Poliwrath, and we're like, that is totally fine by me. We got a slight energy advantage and shield advantage. I'm probably meant to bring in the Hypno. I forgot to ask. Maybe I did ask. If I did ask, I forgot what they said. But they probably meant to bring in the Hypno on our Hitmonchan. But that's going to be good for us. Going to go ahead and let them take that down. And now we have Umbreon sitting there. We don't know if they have Shadow Ball and Focus Blast, so we go ahead and shield that. Better safe than sorry. I don't need 2 shields, but I don't want to have my Gallade going up against the Muck and the Hypno with 2 shields. That's not going to be a good... Even though I got 2 shields, I don't want the Gallade to have to face both them. So I like to use the shield there, and yeah, boom. We go ahead and take this with no last resort. And Umbreon MVP for me. And thank you to my girl Maddie, who just started her own channel, link in description, for telling me about how she led with Umbreon every time. It's really awesome. It's a really good strategy. One of my other friends, Jay Devin, said that he was able to go 3-0 against a competitive player doing this strategy without Last Resort. So I don't want to say you have to have Last Resort, but it's definitely going to help. I'll ask Jay Devin if he's tried it more and see if he has been more successful. So anyways, we got the Confusion user against the Poliwrath, and we since he had Poliwrath, we decided to go with Gallade instead of Claydol for this set, so we can get some Leaf Blades off if we need to. So we're able to take down the Poliwrath with our Confusions and all that whatnot. So here's a good move right here. People expect the Leaf Blade every time, but we got the Close Combat, and that's just going to go ahead and destroy that Alolan Muck. He wants no part of that. So now it's Hypno versus my 2 Pokemon, and that's just going to be a wrap for that Hypno. We bring in the Umbreon, aka the Nightmare Cup MVP for the boy Maddie, and he's got 2 Dark Pulses, basically ready to go. And then, you know, we're going to get to another one here in a second and finish it off after we shield up this Shadow Ball. It appears that we don't have Shadow Ball and Focus Blast, or maybe they did have Shadow Ball and Focus Blast and just knew that I'd be using the shield. So here we go. Martinelle. Yeah, I was just scared of this guy all day. At first I thought I was just extremely outplayed. I definitely was outplayed, but I also made some crucial errors in round 2. This first round, I have not faced a Shiftry in a while, not when I've been running this strategy, because I only ran this strategy for about 2 days before my tournament. So just in that 2 days, I never come up against a Shiftry, and I should have used Toxicroak, I think, because he was able to go in and just completely tear through me with like 3 Razor Leafs to the point where my Hitmonchan can't do anything when Xatu comes in. I can't even get an Ice Punch off to try to pressure the shields, and that's going to be not good for me. So he's running the Xatu, and we saw the Shiftry, so that's 1 Dark and 1 Psychic type. So here comes the Xatu. We do get a Dark Pulse off, and that's going to be good for us, but you know, he's still got the shields working, and you know, we don't like that. So he's gonna go ahead and beat us to the next charge move, and we elect to use our shield. We wanted, he's only got a little bit of HP left, right? But we knew another move was coming. We wanted to use our charge move before their charge move so we didn't have to waste a shield. So now that I see that it's a double dark lineup, I know I'm not looking so good. I try to figure out some sneaky move. So I'm like, hey, let me go over to Gallade real quick, see if I can't farm up, see if I can get him to use an Aqua Tail real quick on the Umbreon, but he does not use the Aqua Tail ASAP. He didn't use it as soon as it was ready, I don't think, because it should have been ready, I think, by the time I switched Gallade out. So we were hoping that we could get him to use the Aqua Tail and tank that, but he uses a Crunch, which we can survive, and then use the Aqua Tail, which we can survive both that with Gallade, but we just can't get it done. We're getting pretty close to another set of charge moves, and he just takes us down. Anyways, Drapion versus Umbreon lead, and some mistakes I make here. I don't mind not shielding any of these, you know, because we're so tanky, but I wish I wouldn't have went for the shield bait with Dark Pulse. I wish I would have went for Last Resort, because he's going to take both of my charge moves to the face without shielding, and as you can see in a second, this is a very close lead matchup where I'm going to lose the lead matchup by just a teensy bit. But I also wish I had Foul Play in this scenario, because it's going to get to Foul Play a little bit faster than Dark Pulse, and I wouldn't have wasted as much energy anyways, and then maybe I probably would have shielded here, and maybe that would have been a difference. Maybe just firing off a Foul Play at the next Pokemon that came in after I downed the Drapion, maybe that would have been the difference and got me a little more in this game. But I think my big mistake there was trying to shield bait, and yeah. I think that's what wrecked me. So now we have Gallade versus the Xatu he brings in, and this is not going to be a good matchup for us at all. We are weak to the to the flying move. We're going to go and bless a Leaf Blade off because he's got 2 shields anyways. Oh my goodness, it keeps freezing right here. Anyways, Martin just wrecked me up. Oh, here we go. Jeez, alright. It's not going to be synced. Come on, man. Why is my computer keep freezing? It frozen 3 times at this spot. I had to refilm this 3 times. At this one spot, it keeps freezing. Alright, Xatu versus Toxicroak. You know what? I mean, that match is pretty much over. He just wrecked me, bro. He just played better than I did, okay? Sorry I didn't finish the commentary on it. I made a mistake or two, and yeah. It's not going to be linked up. Sorry about that. Yo, major shout out to the whole Peoria Glendale tournament crew. Everybody that came out to Dave & Buster's. Shout out to Martin for being so sick. Shout out to Arizona Jake for taking Martin down previously, or else he would have been 5-0 and he would have won the championship on his own. But it ended up being 4 people at 4-1 for a 5-way tie. Shout out to my major homie, Poor Boy, who was able to go 4-0 after he lost the first round using some bad shields or with some bad shield usage. Shout out to you, and thank you for taking care of me throughout Arizona and showing me a great time several different days since I've been here. Yeah, I just wanted to say thank you to everybody for watching, and that the strat is just, you know, leading with Umbreon, being real patient. There's so many nuances and different scenarios that you'll get in for the lead every time with Umbreon strat. So it's really like something you have to just have to go and like do the battles so you can figure out what works and what doesn't. I kind of explained what was going on a little bit, but yeah, hope that helped. The double dark strategy with the shift tree was definitely something that wrecked me up, and something that my team was not prepared for. I almost thought about, once I saw the double dark strategy, I almost thought about going to a double fighting strategy and not leading with Umbreon my second game, leading with one of the fighters, but I got scared, man. You know, I took like 2 weeks off from training in the middle of the month because I just needed a break, and then I trained for like 4 or 5 days leading up to the tournament, and then I figured out this strat and started like working on it about 2 days before the tournament, and I was just so in the paces of doing it that I was just scared, man. And then I made some shielding mistakes. I made the mistake of not bringing Toxicroak instead of Hitmonchan, because Toxicroak is poison type, so I think he would have survived longer against that Razor Leaf, and maybe I would have been able to get a Sludge Bomb off against the Xatu, and maybe just pressuring that shield would have been enough of the difference to at least take game 1. But Martin just outplayed me. I made a couple mistakes, and I got scared, you know. That's fine though. I went 4-0 for the first 4 rounds. If I won that 5th round, I would have been the solo champion. But since Martin won, there were 5 of us at 4-1, and I'm happy that we all got to share this. So I'm a Nightmare Cup champion. I'm so strong. If you want some Maddie merch, then go hook up in the description down low. And also, the secret passcode of the day is gonna be Banana Boat. If you want to be on my friends list, go type Banana Boat into the comments. The first person that puts that down there is going to be added. I'm going to have like a passcode on every video until my friend list fills back up. Once we reach Ultra, if you're not down to battle, I'm sorry, but I'm going to give it like 2 weeks, and if you're not trying to battle like once or twice a week, you know, run some practice for these tournaments, I'm probably going to delete you. I need room for battlers, man. I want to have more people that are really into PvP on my friends list. It's nothing personal to anybody. Niantic, if you're listening, I will pay you guys for more friend slots, okay? Please get me some friend slots. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm gonna get out of here. Love you guys. Yeah, that's it. Love you guys. Sorry for not using the footage. My computer is being really lame. I had to delete so much stuff on my computer, including all the Arizona actual in-person footage from the tournament, because it just would not let me do the stuff I needed to do. And as I told you, it keeps freezing as I'm trying to sit and record. So thank you guys for understanding all the little stuff about this video that could have been better, like the freezing in the last match, me just basically giving up. I sat there 3 times, and it keeps freezing at the same spot. At the same exact spot, it keeps freezing. So, yeah, I don't know what's going on. but I'm gonna get working on Rainbow Cup. I promise to be way better at covering Rainbow Cup. I promise you that. I needed a little break, and I've also had a super duper hectic time out here helping move from one house to the other. I really gotta get going because no one wants to watch this long intro, right? Be easy, breezy, beautiful. Subscribe if you're new. Pogo is life. Y'all be easy. Take care.